Have you ever prepared for the perfect night, only to have life flip your expectations upside down? This is the story of Daniel, a man chasing glamour, and Grace, a girl carrying far more than her own dreams. What began as disappointment turned into a journey of compassion, resilience, and love that changed everything. Welcome to HQ Infinite Stories. Story. The rain had just cleared, leaving Boston streets shining under the golden glow of city lights. Outside an upscale cafe, Daniel Harper adjusted his tie in the glass window. His jacket was sharp, his cologne subtle, his confidence high. Tonight was the night, his long-awaited date with a woman he had met online. In his mind, she was flawless, elegant, stunning, the kind of woman who would turn every head when she walked in. But when the cafe door opened, reality stunned him. Instead of glamour, a small, fragile young woman stepped in. Her clothes were worn and damp, and beside her was a wheelchair carrying a little boy clutching a teddy bear. Her eyes, filled with both nerves and courage, scanned the room until they met Daniel's. "You must be Daniel," she said softly, almost apologetically. In that moment, the perfect image he had built shattered. The whispers around the cafe grew louder, but Daniel's attention stayed fixed on her. The girl's name was Grace, and the boy, her younger brother, Adam. She explained in a trembling voice that their parents had passed away, and since then, she had been raising him alone while juggling part-time jobs and night classes. Daniel didn't know what to say. He had expected a glamorous evening, but instead, he found himself sitting across from a young woman with tired eyes and a quiet strength that silenced the noise around them. Throughout dinner, Grace showed more dignity in her struggle than most people did in their comfort. She ordered nothing for herself, insisting she wasn't hungry. When Daniel tried to insist, she whispered, "Please don't, I don't want to feel like charity." Those words hit him harder than anything he'd rehearsed. She wasn't asking for pity, she was asking for respect. And as he watched her care for Adam, spoon by spoon, smile by smile, Daniel began to see a beauty no luxury could ever match. Later that night, after walking them to the bus stop, he quietly draped his coat around her shoulders as the cold wind blew. Grace looked at him with teary eyes and whispered, "You don't even know me." Daniel simply smiled. "I think I do." That evening stayed with him. For the first time in years, Daniel couldn't stop thinking about someone, not for her looks, but for her heart. Slowly, he stepped into their world. He ran errands, fixed Adam's wheelchair, even helped Grace with her college forms. And little by little, the man who once cared about appearances found himself drawn into something real. But hardship wasn't finished testing them. One evening, Daniel arrived to find an eviction notice on Grace's door. She held Adam close, tears streaming down her face. "I can't keep up anymore," she whispered. When Daniel offered money, she shook her head firmly. "No, I won't survive on pity." That's when Daniel realized helping her wasn't about money. It was about belief. Quietly, he applied for a scholarship through his company's foundation in Grace's name. Weeks later, she received the acceptance letter. It covered her nursing tuition and gave her a small allowance. When she discovered Daniel's role, she broke down, whispering, "You didn't have to." He smiled. "I wanted to, because you make this world brighter just by being in it." From then on, everything began to shift. Grace worked harder, Adam's health improved, and Daniel's life found a new meaning. What began as an unexpected meeting blossomed into a bond built not on appearances, but on compassion. Months later, Grace walked across a graduation stage in a simple dress, with Adam clapping from a rebuilt wheelchair Daniel had fixed with his own hands. Afterward, she looked at Daniel with tears of gratitude. "You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You saw me when the world looked away." Daniel's voice trembled as he replied, "And you showed me what love truly means." Years passed, and together they built a life stitched with sacrifice, faith, and second chances. Grace became a nurse. Adam learned to walk again after surgery. And Daniel, he never looked for glamour again. He had found something far rarer. One quiet evening, standing outside that same cafe where it all began, Daniel watched Grace and Adam laughing inside. He realized he had once searched for perfection but found something infinitely greater. Grace, resilience, and a love that changed everything. Closing. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to HQ Infinite Stories. Every small act of support helps us share more tales of kindness, hope, and second chances. Tell us in the comments, Do you believe true love can exist beyond appearances and hardships? Because sometimes, the most beautiful stories begin where expectations end.